to know that what's inside of you is like grandmama's dreams. So don't give up. Your time is coming.
Welcome, Matthew 77 Project family, to another episode. We here all the way live. Got my family here with me like they supposed to be. Coach AK.
What's up?
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great.
All right. Anything new developments?
A lot of new development.
Okay, we're going to get to it. I also got Dom. My brother, Dom.
What's going on? What's
you know, checking on you. How you feeling? Let me check your pulse real quick. What's been going on in your week?
It's been an interesting week, but I'm here. We doing all right. Family doing good. Had to do the COVID battle thing with my oldest son, but he's doing better. He's been isolated and everything. Everybody else has been negative. Nobody else tested positive, so we was able to.
Blessings.
Yeah, and the real blessing is being able to navigate that situation, and so that's probably been the biggest and most important thing going on in my week, is just trying to make sure that, so I could be here today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, I love it. AK, you about to get started. I had got you going, and I cut you off, but I'm sorry. What's been going on with your week?
Let's hear it.
Y'all know, as we talked about in the group chat, that I came to the conclusion that I want to be my personal competitor, meaning I want to say, okay, I'm going to do this and I get it done. Not I'm going to do this and because it's just me versus me, I can move at my own pace and I can kind of slack off. Nah, I want to be able to say, Armani, did you do it? And it's like a challenge between me. I don't want to be in competition with nobody else. It's just me versus me. Also, I officially launched as a coach and ready to, be of service to people who are in need of coaching services. So that was something big for me. I did that 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a lot.
That's amazing. So are you dealing with all different walks of kind of people, like crazy people, or, you got different levels. You got different levels. So you got people that's like, I just need to be mentally strengthened. But then you got people over here that's like, I don't know, I just get an urge. What? Stab or something.
No, okay, so coaching is different from therapy.
Okay.
So therapy is more psychological based, psychological ailments, and I have this trauma that I need to heal from. Some things happened to me in the past. I want to understand why it happened.
Okay.
Coaching is, okay, we're here now. I want to move forward. I have these goals set. I feel stuck in this particular situation. I feel like I keep going in circles. I need some type of plan to get me out of this and to help me not to go back into it. I need to start building healthier habits. I need habit change. I need transformation, stuff like that.
Okay.
But
that's dope.
Thank you. It's also good to have a coach and a therapist at the same time, because if you're working on your past self to help you with your now, you don't want to just stop in the now. You want to say, okay, I'm healing. I'm moving forward from that. Now I want to keep moving forward. So, and I had a coach and a therapist at the same time. So I'm a witness that it works, and it's very helpful. Along with Jesus being number one. Don't ever forget that.
I love that. Everybody need a good coach.
Facts.
Good coaches, man, they hard to come by, and they with you for life.
Right.
So, for you to even be doing what you're doing, it's like, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Like, that's... Because a lot of people don't have the patience for coaching. Mm-hmm. They don't have the tolerance level is real low. I told you to do this.
Because you got to meet people where they at.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I got to do to get coached? Like, what I'm saying? Where I got to sign up? Do I donate blood?
Yeah. Okay, so on my Instagram page, it's authentically.ak. There's a link in the bio, and you can actually book a free discovery call to see if I'm the right coach for you, to get a better understanding of what coaching is, how would it look like if you were to sign up for my coaching program, and, stuff like that. And my DMs are always open if you ever just want to chat about it. That's cool, too.
Cool. All right, then.
Yeah.
All right, then. I love it. I love it when the
Black
team
woman.
is doing big things. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Our mental health expert. So, Yeah, that's dope. I needed a mental health expert this week during my week. You know, I share this pet peeve with Dom, and I can't stand a litter bug. Like, I'm not talking about like, you know, little pieces of paper. That's like it irked me a little bit, but it don't stop my day. But when I tell you I was out in these streets doing my job, you know, contributing to society, you know, and this
Society.
this lady hit the corner. It's like early morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and she had something on that looked like she'd been out all night. Like, you know, like the dress she looked like she'd been out all night. So she hit the corner real hard. Her and a car full of girls. They throw like rallies bags out the window. Like,
That's sick.
so
And I don't even like judging people, but that's sick. How can you be so cruel?
So I'm
Like for fun, like
Yeah! We gonna end at this corner.
I mean, each window rolled down. It was doop, 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 doop. Like, soon as they turned in. And what's crazy is they made eye contact with me before they did it. So I'm out there operating the crane. I see them. They swoop in quick. And I hear it. So I stop. I look at them. And they look at me. And they all like in unison roll down the windows and tap, 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 throw it out. What they don't know is, though, who they did it in front of, it was a officer. It was a lady. But she was about to go to work. So, and she noticed it. She said, okay, I got you. She picked up all the bags. I thought, man, she gonna throw away their trash? That's crazy. She put it in the back of her truck, hit that corner. I said, oh, what you about to go do? So she dumped it in their front yard. Dump all the trash in their front yard. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's what they get. But I also started thinking, like, would that be considered petty? Like, is that petty that you picked up the trash out the street and you threw it in their yard, or is it like
you went out of your way? I think that's the premise for petty is you go out of your way. I'm not doing that. If anything, I'm gonna be the neighbor that be like, quit throwing your trash, and that's it.
But they zoomed off so fast, and she was in the truck, like she couldn't even. As soon as she looked up, she saw it, and they zoomed off. So it was like, I don't know. She threw it in the yard, and then she came back, and she's like, yeah, they told me that they gonna come back and throw it in my yard. And I said, no, they're not gonna do that. That's stupid. I said, so hold on, we gonna fight over this trash. That's my trash first. So
I'm
throw it in
still
my
stuck on. They pulled the corner like
Right,
it
why
was a
can't they
dare.
just run
Like,
away when they
look,
got to the house?
Right.
I'm gonna throw my trash out the window.
Me too, girl.
Okay, chill. Don't mock women like that.
That's what y'all do.
Not.
Right before y'all do some demonic stuff.
Demonic. The drama in that statement. That was so dramatic.
Look. Get this. I'm gonna go here with it. All right.
Oh God.
If you a litter and throw trash in the street, you a litter and throw your salvation anywhere too. Take care of your stuff. Demonic. That was a reach.
Yeah. Why you want to put me in that position? Like, I'm with you, bro. Like, I'm riding. Then you gonna go on the curb? What?
If they throw their trash, they throw their salvation.
All right. Preach.
The sand sign with that one.
Oh, man. But yeah, other than that, people being dirty in the streets. My
Hold
week was-
on. I was about to say, somebody got to ask you. Hold on. Yo, Sam.
What's up?
You was talking to us and whatnot. What's up with you, man? How you doing? How was your week?
My week was I'm not gonna say fantastic, but it was good. Me and the brothers, we working on something, you know, real big, and I'm getting excited about that. And I can't wait till I'm able to, you know, really speak on it and say what it is. But we doing something major. And now that we getting close to the point of me being able to walk away from my job, it's getting hard. Like, I'm noticing too much stuff now. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm going in my job, and it's like, it's hard every day working. I'm like, you want me to do what? You want me to touch what?
You looking for arguments to start so you can leave the house? And...
Hey, look at this. I walk in, I'm like, you want me to drive where? Imagine, I'm a whole driver. This is my,
You're
this
right.
is why you hired me.
Supposed to do.
You want me to drive where? How long this gonna be? Like, I didn't got real.
Like you got something better to do.
Right.
Like you didn't.
Like you were just clocked in.
Oh, I don't need this. What Chris Mama used to say on the show?
I got two jobs.
My man got Hey. The thing is, though, the breakthrough's so close, and this is how I feel. Cause I told somebody this last night. I told somebody this, and this is how I feel. You remember that Bryson Tiller song, and that don't when everybody trying to catch that don't.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. Like I'm about to catch it. Like I feel it. Like that urge you get right before when everybody's waiting for that. Don't like that's where I'm at. And like I'm right around the corner. So it's like I don't know when to like jump in these ropes, but every day I wake up, I'm like, man, this gonna be the day. They say one thing to me, it's gonna be the day. I walk in with a chip on my shoulder, knock it off. I walk in ready, but you know, the Lord calmed me down.
That's good.
It's just the more you start seeing what you want in your life, you also start seeing what you don't want. That's funny because I just said but it's the truth because when you start seeing what you don't want, you start getting upset about where you at.
Right.
And you want to do something about it. So earlier in the week I had asked y'all, you know, I always say, you know, you're not having a bad day, you had a bad moment and you milked it. But what happens when that bad moment turns into a bad situation? So now you're not milking a bad moment, but you continually walking into a bad situation. Then where does the mindset go? So I had to kind of like, you know, talk to God and like, hey, look, I need help dealing with this because it ain't no way that I'm walking into the situation every day and I don't want to be in the situation. I can't complain about it all day long.
Right.
Because then you're not grateful. You're not grateful. You're not showing no kind of thankfulness. You just complaining. So now it's okay, you in this bad situation, but you got to understand that the situation is temporary. So every day I walk in, I'm like, it's only temporary fix. It's something I still need to get here. It's something I still need to do here. It's temporary fix. Just be patient. Because what the enemy do is trick you into believing that if he can piss you off long enough, you'll be so mad and so full of rage and you seeing all red that you don't see God trying to work in your life. Mm-hmm. So now you missing stuff that God is trying to do because you pissed off about something you shouldn't be pissed off about. Right. And I was mad because I was milking it. Something had happened like on a Wednesday, came in that Thursday, and I was still upset. I'm like, okay, this is way overdue. Mm-hmm. And I was good until I had to come back to that same place. It was like, I was good, and it's like, yeah. Like now I'm pulling up, and I'm like, ah.
That's crazy you say that. That made me think about the situation I told you about with the chick at work, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it was a lot easier to let it go and get over it because I don't work with you every day. I don't even see you every day. But what if I would have had to come in the very next day? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, go on machine with, I've been like,
Yeah.
Right.
like,
yeah.
So I definitely understand that. And it's crazy how it come full circle, right? Because we talked about, you know, kingdom mindset in the workplace. And we talked about all that stuff, your attitude, what you know, how you need to be thinking to prepare yourself to go to the next level to make sure that you're even ready for it. But I'm saying, look how it come full circle because then you get put in these, you know what I mean? It's not just, and this for y'all too, right? The things that we talk to y'all about, we don't talk from a place of we perfect, we got to figure it out, and we do this every single time, all the time. We sharing with y'all the wealth of what we know, even when we experience in these situations. So we still have human moments. We still run into certain situations. But in the midst of it, we just don't lose ourselves because the principles that we understand to be true, they still remain true.
Right.
You in a situation that might rattle you for a minute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
gotta weather that storm.
Oh, and I want to say this too because I just think about like how during our days when we encounter these different situations, it's so easy for us to run to each other. And if you don't have anybody that you can talk to or anybody that you can, you know, trust with your feelings, it's easy for you.
DM Coach AK.
It's easier for you to just react. But if you have the time and the what am I trying to say, the discipline to take a step back, and you know, if you could pull out your phone real quick and I could text y'all, we could text each other like, this is just what happened, or we send a little voice note. Well, as you're talking about it, it helps you to calm down and you don't give off this reaction that'll scar you for the rest of the day or even mess you up for a few days and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, so what I'm trying to say is get you some accountability partners, even if it's just one.
Right.
That is very important. Because you mess around and
burn bridges on accident.
Yeah.
Because of a moment. Yeah. And then you had the nerve to circle back around and be like, you can't be holding grudges.
Yeah.
Like, you know, ain't nobody perfect. Sometimes you slip up, but it's like, you did that. Now, they got to work on what they got to work on, but you got to take full responsibility for what you did. Right. Like, you lashed out. You had that moment when you was less than your best. You showed yourself. You did that. Right. So you can't get mad when somebody's timid around you now and they, you know, they finicky. sometimes it's good when people like that, but not when you still need that person.
Exactly.
Like, don't be lashing out at the people you still need and then wondering why they like, a little standoffish.
It don't work.
You know? So.
Oh, that's the new one. My fault.
Shoot.
No, it's
I ain't mean to disrespect you.
No. It don't work. It's there, but it don't work.
Oh, okay, cool. So your iPhone disrespected itself.
It did. Most definitely
cool.
did.
All right, my bad.
But another thing what you were just saying brought to my mind too. Not only
I'm sorry. My bad.
And she was gonna talk right up. She's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go into it today.
No, I'm not.
Not today.
No,
I'm not.
I had something on my mind that I gotta share.
Go ahead.
So another thing what you were saying, like you don't want, people to feel a certain type of way about you because of your reaction, but then also you don't want to be carrying around the weight and the thoughts of, dang, I reacted like that. Dang, I wonder how they feel about me. Dang, can I even show up now? Dang, can I even? And now you in your head and you're not giving it your all, wherever you at. Like,
And that's still not taking responsibility.
Yeah, that too.
Owning the situation and understanding that, okay, I did something bad, and now you playing with yourself like in your mind and saying, oh well, are they still gonna respect me? Like, can I? Like, when you go into that mode, if I ever do that, I'm like, okay, then I need to address
I was wrong.
it. I need to apologize. There's times where I had to, come up to somebody and be like, hey, I'm sorry. That wasn't me. I didn't mean to act like that. So however they can feel how they feel. You right to your emotions. Do you? But understand that I'm telling you that I'll realize what I did. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure it don't happen again. So how you move from now on, that's on you. But now what you don't understand is you have a job to do, and it's harder now because now people noticing you more, and you put yourself in that. It's kind of like you put yourself in the negative, and you got to come back.
Yeah.
But, people don't want to be in the negative. They want to do their wrong, and then they want a clean slate. But it don't work like that. Sometimes you get put in the negative. Sometimes you do get a clean slate. But most of the time with people nowadays, you do something to burn them, and they accept you back, best believe you in the negative.
You got to build that
and you got to work back up to the positive. Like, it don't...
But also that's okay too, like, because I think people, like when we start having the conversation about forgiveness and stuff, people blur it because it's like, people think that forgiveness means I'm going to pretend like you've never ever done anything to me. I'm going to forget it. It's erased out my mind. No, that's not what it is. Like, I can forgive you. Like, okay, I'm not holding that against you. However, if you stole money from me, probably not going to lend you more money. Right. But I'm not. Come back over. Yeah, but we're not going to be forever.
Right.
But yeah, that, like you said, being in that negative, that's okay. That's regular. And that's the okay side of people protecting themselves. Like, I mean, I'm not going to stick my neck out there. You keep stepping on it. Like, that's just 1 + 1 doesn't.
And I think that's because people still think forgiveness is for the other person. Like, they don't know to understand the real concept of forgiveness. They're like, that's for you. So when you forgive somebody, you can't be looking at them like I don't know what you expect to see out of them when you forgive them. Most people, they want, okay, I'm going to say this. I know what you expect. You expect them to acknowledge the fact that they've been forgiven and they supposed to, hop up and have all this crazy amount of energy and be better. But it's like people don't work like that. That's why forgiveness for you, because whatever you expect, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get it.
Exactly.
So.
Can we have a fantasy moment though? Like, what if, right? What if somebody did you wrong?
Right.
You confronted them.
Okay.
They apologized, like on the spot, like, yo, I wasn't feeling that. And it was like, I'm sorry.
Right.
And he was like, well, I forgive you. And they was like, really? I'll never do it again. And then they proceeded to never do it again.
Dang.
That sounds crazy, don't it?
It does.
It do.
All right, my fault.
But it's possible.
I mean, it's select
I don't know
people.
when and where, but...
Select people.
Yeah.
Yeah, select people.
Select people, yeah. Because there's a lot of times where I didn't bit the bullet and I apologize on the spot. Especially, most people, they don't have that tap in their head, like that mental click that's like, when somebody that I really love shows me and express like emotion or pain, I immediately feel it. So if you really didn't attend it, it's like, you really like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, that's not what I didn't did that.
Right.
But most of the time when you don't get that, it's when somebody really said what they said, they meant what they said, and they feel like it was justified.
Right.
So, like, I see you crying and all that, but, hey, I said what I said.
Those type of people you don't want in your life, though.
Yeah. I mean...
I would say, personally, that I think it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
I think if somebody know you and they know places where you a little bit more sensitive or vulnerable, it's like, okay, know when to relax. But like if I'm supposed to be on a eating clean regimen and I'm slipping, then that's when you said what you said and I could take that because you're right. But in other situations, it's like, yeah, nah, that wasn't it.
Yeah, I was only talking about the first situation.
And you know
But
what?
I do like that.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, like sometimes you want somebody to be like that,
Right.
but you want them to have the discernment to know, like,
when it's time to be like that.
yeah,
Or how to deliver it.
because some
too.
people exactly
The how.
exactly.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's just staying on this topic, because something I want to bring up. I feel like this is one of the reasons why I've been hearing people cry out about people being so burnt out on people. Because people don't know how to handle people. They don't know how to talk to them. And, you know, it's people that's really trying to have connections with other humans. And they can't do it because they still hold on to what happened to them in the past. Or they at a point now where it's like every time I put myself out there, I get burnt. I get hurt every single time. And it's like, I wanted to just talk about the kind of people you are putting yourself out there to. Because people show you who they are. And when you continue to open up, because we got this crazy facade, like, I know you grimy, but you ain't grimy to me.
Right.
Like we off limits. But when that person is that person, they gonna be that person to whoever. So
That's crazy. You just said that.
it's like you delusional to think that it can't happen to you. So you open yourself up to people that are already telling you, I'm gonna hurt you. And you don't believe it's gonna happen. So then you let that person hurt you. So now you walk through life and say, I'm giving up on people. I didn't try it on people. What kind of people have you tried? I tried the Christians. I tried the church people. What kind of people have you tried? Because trying somebody to say they attend the church is not, have you tried God? Because if you try God first, I can bet every amount of money in my pocket that he will provide you with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
But your whole foundation is off, like, with connecting. Because you ain't connected to the highest source. Mm-hmm. So now your connection is all skewed. So now you only going off of what you see and what you know. And what you see and what you know ain't enough. So I'm hearing that a lot. I see it on social media all the time. And people just burnt out on people. And I be on TikTok and people love to use these different sounds because they think it's cute. And the sounds they use is, I forgot his name. He a basketball player. But he was talking and he was saying how he was burnt out on people. And everybody's like, oh, I feel that. And the only thing I can see is like, okay, what kind of people are you burnt out on? Like, what kind of people are you burnt out on? Who are you surrounding yourself with?
Yeah, that is very important.
So
I say this. First of all, low-key still stuck on that point you just made because it made me think about the people that I've hung around in the past. Like, even if it's not necessarily somebody that might hurt you, but just might put you in a certain situation, but because they your friend and it's other people in they line of sight that's their targets, you get comfortable like, oh, I'm good. It's like you hang with a robber.
yeah,
Like a stick-up kid. And that's what he do. And, well, he's my friend, so
right.
then you get some money.
Then you get some money.
So that just kind of messed my head up. But to the point that you making, I agree with you, and I think that you made a good point because if you don't go to the source, then you start screwing up the resources.
Mm-hmm.
Like God is the source, so everything after that is a resource. You gonna screw up the re part if you don't get the original source. Like I think a lot of people's
And I've done that. I've been guilty of doing that. I think we all been in
I was gonna
that.
say I would love
Absolutely.
to share my experience.
I'm like,
go ahead.
yeah, the floor is yours.
No, I just said like I know what y'all mean, and sometimes it can be. I know me personally, I got in this mode where it was like, I'm done helping people. Nobody's appreciative. Nobody care. Nobody grateful. Nobody reciprocates anything. But it's like, what type of people was I helping? Or was I looking out for? Or was I supporting? And then that's when I had to do self-reflection. Like, it's me. That's them. I knew how they were, or they already showed me once how they were. Why would I keep trying to help them out in that same situation? Or I see like, oh, it's an opportunity for them. They could take that or whatever. And I never went to God about, God, send me the people that you want me to help. send me the people that I can create a relationship where it's reciprocated and it doesn't drain me, and I can give them life and they can give me life and stuff like that, other than me turning down everybody and say, nah, I'm done helping, when that's not of God. When I know I was put here to help in some type of way. And the only way that you can give is that if you receive. It's a cycle. So if you find yourself constantly giving, and then nothing else is returned, you're not in the right cycle, because it should always come back to you. It should always be somebody there to help you, even if it's just somebody there that you can talk to. Like, you should always have that. So if you find yourself, like I said, just giving, don't give up on giving. Be done helping and giving to the people who God didn't send to you, because we tend to think that it's okay for us to do these things without consulting God. I'm learning that you have to consult God with literally anything and everything in your life. Nothing is too big, nothing is too small to consult God and to take to Him. He tells us to give everything to Him, to cast our cares, and we care about a range of things. So why only give Him half of what we care about? Then we not following His word, and then we putting ourselves in these situations to be hurt or to be burnt out on people.
Right.
So yeah, that's basically my thing. Like, I was trying to help a lot of people, and those people weren't from God.
Right.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I think
He's sitting there trying to read.
I know.
I'm like,
Do you know
I coulda
what
did
was
better.
just so terrible?
I could have did better.
Why don't you just put it in your notes or something like I did last time?
Yeah, that was.
I don't have my phone on me neither, but I just tried to be so discreet in such a terrible way.
Yeah.
To where I just had to commit, like, yeah, this ain't working.
Yeah. It wasn't blown up or nothing. That was on my part.
It's all
we
good.
over here trying to pass notes in class. The teacher's like, "What you doing?"
Right. Would you like to read it in front of everybody? You're like, no.
Imagine you answering a question in class, but then somebody pass you a note, so you start focusing on the note while you answering the question. Like, yeah, if you
at my house tonight.
she did what? I'm sorry, what did you say? No, I was gonna say,
Oh man.
to piggyback off of what you was just saying, the thing about bringing it to God, the overall thing about involving God in everything you do is that your mindset will always be evolving. So a part of who you hang around and whatnot is still what's on your heart, what's on your mind. Because sometimes we do stuff, and I'm not saying we do it looking for something in return, but we do it just because we know it's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying don't do that, but there is a certain level of discernment that you need to have. And also train yourself to know from which way it's coming back to you, like you just said. Right. You reap what you sow. However, you don't always necessarily reap it from the same direction that you sowed.
Right.
So if I sowed over here in this area, I mean, I'm a reap because I sowed, but it might be something over here. That's just how God works.
Exactly.
Like from a natural standpoint, if I plant corn, I'm gonna grow corn. Mm-hmm. But God's so awesome because He's not limited to that. So I might plant corn and get green beans.
Because you needed green beans instead of the corn.
Exactly. And it might be for that season. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that the corn's not coming for another couple years or another couple months. So if I'm not careful, I'm not aware of that, I get frustrated because where's the corn at?
Right.
And then neglect the green beans. Like, I didn't need those. Like, so I'd want to highlight that part of it as well. Like, always be self-evaluating where you are mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because you'll put yourself in a position where you're attracting certain things and you don't know that you're attracting that. Mm-hmm. And so when you're doing that, you're attracting certain things because of whatever you got going on, then the door is open for certain things to play out. But yeah, like you just said, it's very important to never give up on being who you are. If what you're getting burnt out on doing is based on who you are, I gotta give it. Like, there are people who are literally gifted spiritually with giving. Everybody don't have that. People who will give, any and everything just because. They plan to give to you in advance.
Right.
I had an aunt like that. We ain't even in school, but when she pull up, oh, here goes some stuff that you're going to need later on in the school year. Oh, I thought about you in the store the other day. Here's this. And some in the trunk for everybody. As kids, she know we not about to pay her back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are people who are, my grandmother's wired this way, like wired this way to where you'll get frustrated with that person. Like, why you giving like that? Like, I'm your family, ain't your, like, you will get like that in a protection mode, but people are literally wired like that. So if you're not wired like that, it actually take more work for you to stay in that place.
Yeah.
I think that makes it a little easier to be discouraged sometimes. I like to help people, but I don't think I'm primarily gifted in the area of giving, where I'm just, in fact, sometimes I'm a terrible gift giver, period. But since I realized that, I know that there's work that I always have to be doing on my mental. Because something else that I want to say too is, even when you're, going to God about it, that doesn't necessarily mean that those people will always be led away from you. Sometimes you'll be given situations where you'll deal with somebody who might burn you out, and it might have been practice for the way you was moving, to apply it to somebody else or a different situation later down the line, which always gives you a greater appreciation and gives you an opportunity to sharpen, okay, like, you burnt me, but if I analyze the situation, I was moving right. So I can still move like that in a different situation. Like, I'm not going to abandon it. Plus, that's who you are. I tell people all the time, don't let somebody else, who they are, change who you are. If this is who you are, why would you change that? That's too much power that you've given to somebody else. Put your boundaries. Put your boundaries in place. Protect your peace. Protect that stuff. But always remain who you are. Don't switch up. Don't change.
Right. And remaining who you are, I got to say this. When does being who you are become disrespectful? Because it's a lot of people that, move in that vein of, this is who I am. But who they are is disrespectful. But they don't see it as disrespect because they see it as, this is me being me. They don't see the disrespect part of it. So they only see it from one perspective, and it's theirs. So it's like, how do you tell someone, hey, look, how you moving is very disrespectful, when they believe to their core that this is who I am? And even if it is who you are.
Well, see, this is what I believe, and I feel like you're trying to make me talk about this situation because it fit perfectly in that. So I'm a graze it like a ricochet shot. I'm a graze it, and then I'm gonna get to the point. Cause you've been on point with your question. I ain't even gonna hold you. So, like I said, real quick, somebody approached me at work about something that they needed, but the way in which they did it, I didn't like it. I don't like people coming at me aggressively. Now, I can take that in certain situations because I do believe that some people have been conditioned that way because how they grew up, who they around, what they've been through, whatever. Cool. So it don't always bother me. However, if I'm let's say I'm in a bubble, got my headphones on, whatever. If you disrupt my peace with that, that's when we have a problem. And that's what this person did. So initially I'm answering her questions, but then I'm like, why are you coming at me so aggressively? And that was her response, basically, this who I am, blah, 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 blah. So to answer your question, it becomes disrespectful when whoever you are is not conforming to this situation to approach or deal with somebody else. Now, I know that word conforming just made somebody clam up when they heard it.
Right.
But I'm not saying, because we're talking about staying who you are. I think that there has to be a distinction made. Because you could be whoever you want to be and however you want to be. However, when you're approaching somebody, you have to approach them based on who they are.
Exactly.
If you want
that
to
has to
receive
be,
it.
that has to be taken to account as well.
Right.
If I'm aggressive and you passive, if I come to you with that aggression, how you gonna take that?
Right.
Now the whole goal that I had is shot.
Right.
But and I mean that's just if I know you passive.
And
I
gonna
might
blame it
not
on
know.
me. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Right. Or they soft
They're
or
too
whatever.
sensitive.
Yeah.
Like, but that's not necessarily true. But it's not fair. Even if you are the aggressive person, you want people to approach you a certain way. I don't care what you used to. I don't care what you and your family do.
Right.
You want
Nobody
to be
wants to be
approached a certain way.
disrespected.
So you have to honor that. So it's like, okay, I know I'm usually this way, but if I run into somebody that's expressing to me that they don't like my approach, that don't mean that I'm no longer me. That means that, okay, when I approach you, I am going to tailor it a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily I got to walk on eggshells all the time, but I respect you that I will come at you a certain way.
Right.
And that
takes a lot of maturity, a
Yeah.
different level of
Yeah.
maturity
Yeah.
and self-awareness too.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, self-awareness. People ain't aware of themselves, but they're aware of everybody else. They're aware of everybody else. I know what you're doing wrong. I know what I don't like. I know what misstep you making. I know what you about, and I know what you're supposed to be about, but you're not doing it. But I ain't aware of myself and what I do wrong. But if you got enough courage to tell me what I'm doing wrong, now I'm offended. So now I'm not aware and I'm offended. What you offended about? You already want to
Right. I thought this was who you was. I'm giving you the same energy you gave me.
Right.
You saying you don't like that? You saying you don't like this?
And if that's who you are, this would be easy. This is easy. I'm being you.
Right.
You don't see you?
Yikes.
So if you be you, okay, it just came to me. So if you match somebody's energy, I am not condoning matching people's
Right.
energy in a negative light. But if you match somebody's energy that don't see that their energy is negative, but they see you negative, but you just doing what they doing, and you just holding up a mirror, and they still don't see it, but they see the disrespect, it's like, what's the next step? Like, do I hit
They
you in the
see
mouth?
it.
Because you don't understand. You don't understand nothing else, and you still don't even see you when I'm showing you.
No, Sam, don't hit him in the mouth. Give him space. I think that's when we got to start talking about. That's when we lose a bunch of people who don't understand turning the other cheek and walking away from stuff. But at that point, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting my headphone back in. I'm walking away from you because I have to. Because the thing about it is, for a lot of people that make that statement, actually know that's not who you are. That's just how you act because of something that
That's
you've
the
been through.
persona
and
you
seen.
put on.
It's a difference. Like who I am. We talk about the phrase "who I am." Like, first of all, you need to be somebody who asks the question, "Who am I?" Like, don't just allow stuff that you saw and that you've been through to determine that for you. And you've never actually asked that question.
Talk that talk,
Who
dog.
am I?
Talk that
Right.
talk.
But that's definitely a clear separation that got to be made because you are not what you've been through. So if that's what your persona is based on, which is the case for a good majority of people that you deal with, like, remember, we going into these places every day and these people ain't saved. Not all of them.
Right.
So that distinction has to be made too. And if you're on the side of it where you know, like, this ain't really you, this is just how you acting, then I guess that's not I guess, but those are the situations where you got to exercise, okay, because then I'm going to mess around and I'm going to lose who I am in this situation. And I don't want to do that.
Right. That's good.
It ain't worth it.
That's good. Man.
It's a lot about, that's really what you just described was authenticity. And that's what my brand promotes a lot. Like, who are you without all that pain? Who are you without that filter of, I got to be like this because this happened to me, and I got to walk around like this, and I got to approach people like this, and whenever somebody says something to me, they may mean this, but I really take it as this. And I was living in that type of mode, and that's where, like, my brand was birthed, Authentically AK. And every day I practice being my authentic self, not responding out of anger, out of emotion, out of past traumas, because that's over and done with. I needed it to help other people, but I didn't need it to shape me, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, yeah, I like that, Dom.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, that's important. Like, I wasn't trying to get too deep in it, but like it's so many aspects to, it's so many different aspects and things to consider, like, when you dealing with people and communicating with people. And I'm going to say this one thing, I'm going to make it quick. I'm going to leave that alone because I was saying this to my brother. I think sometimes we don't always remember and understand when you walk with Christ, right? it doesn't make you better than people or anything like that. But there's a certain level of thinking and understanding that you have that we have to remember everybody does not have that. And if they not believing and walking in a certain way, they can't. So it's not just that they don't, they can't. And so they can't understand it from you. And so when I say that, I'm not saying that to discourage us from dealing with people. I'm saying it so that you store it in your memory bank so that when you are dealing with people, it brings a certain level of patience,
Understanding.
and understanding. That's exactly what I was about to say. Patience and understanding, because I have to remember, okay, I understand these things and I'm working to apply them in my life to the T. But you ain't there yet, or you clearly don't know this. You not showing this at all. So you gonna run into so much of that, so it gets murky. Like, I don't know who you are. Your boy is wild.
Why do we do this?
Hey, when you said murky,
Wild.
I thought you was killing me to say it again because you said murky.
Your boy is wild.
Why do we keep doing this?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
He might have tasted it before, and he's scarred, like, and he just be dissing.
He just got to release
You know
it.
he up north now. That's a shorter drive to get up there. Anyway,
we got good water. All right, our water is good. I drink the tap every day.
Straight fluoride.
Okay, right.
Hey, make you strong. I'm tired of people acting like they weren't raised on tap water. I'm getting tired of people grow up and they like,
Say we been had superpowers.
hey, for real. I heal quick. People wonder why, but
man.
No, I can't remember where you was at.
No, I was just what we talking about, getting burnt out on people, dealing with people, talking to people, communicating with people. People are very complex. That is why we have studies of sociology and psychology. Like, that is why those things exist. Because if you do not understand the human mind, the human spirit, if you don't have a certain level of understanding, you leave yourself up for frustration, because there's so many components to dealing with people. And so if you are somebody who has a certain level of maturity and understanding, always exercise grace, mercy, and patience with other people.
Right. And understanding when dealing with other people, life is like a box of chocolates. And you never know what you're going to get.
You been waiting to say that?
I think he has.
Hey, we out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.
Love y'all.
It was inside of you.
Like you really had that in the
So don't give up. Your time is coming.